Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I am Nahil Jawali. I am a student of Rehan School, Korangi Campus, and I'm thrilled to be here with you all from the heart of Karachi, Pakistan. In today's special episode, we are about to embark on an extraordinary journey into the life and achievement of someone truly remarkable, a visionary whose contribute have made a significant impact in the field of human resources, recruiting, and marketing. He is not just a leader, he is an innovator and a relationship builder whose work has transformed the way organizations attract, nurture, and retain talent. So, viewers, it's give me a immense pleasure to introduce our esteemed guest, Mr. Rafi, with a career adorned with remarkable accomplishment and passion for pushing the boundaries of what possible. Rafi's story is nothing short of inspirational. So, without further ado, let's dive into the world of Mr. Rafi, learn from his experience, and get inspired by his journey to excellence. So, Mr. Rafi, welcome to the show and thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Hey Manahil, thank you so much for having me as on your show as well. I'm doing great, and how are you?
I'm also doing great. Thank you so much, sir, for asking. So, before moving on, caution, can you please introduce yourself for my viewers?
Sure, sure. So, as you kind of introduced myself, I appreciate the amazing introduction. Definitely can't beat that. Just a little bit about me. I grew up in Dhaka, Bangladesh, probably pretty close to where you guys are. And so I moved to the U.S. when I was 12 years old, and then I kind of went to school here and did all the basic stuff here. Then I got into the business world pretty soon after college. I spent about 6 years in marketing, digital marketing, and then I spent about another 4 5 years in talent acquisition as well. Most recently, as we speak, I've kind of moved away from just direct talent acquisition. I run an insurance agency now. So basically, I help protect families, um, you know, from financial security and things like that. So I typically work with veterans, U.S. veterans that are looking for life insurance options. And so I have an agency that I manage, and I do recruiting for that agency. I'm the salesperson as well.
Alright, sir, thank you so much, sir, for your introduction. Now, let's move on to questions. My
Sure.
first question is on your screen. Can you share a moment where an innovation approach you took in leadership significantly impacted your team or company direction?
Yeah, I think one of the best times to innovate, honestly, is when things are working well. And I'll tell you the reason for why. Like when we see something that's working well, we think that, oh, something is working, so we don't need to fix it, right? But that's a really good time for people to start experimenting. I'm not saying like to change what you're already doing, but let's just say like in my example, in my scenario, I have an insurance business. So I have leads that I purchase. I contact those leads, or my appointment setter contacts those leads. They book an appointment with me, and they'll typically have a conversation with me just like this, where I figure out what their needs are in terms of life insurance, and then I will sell them a policy if it makes sense for them. So I'm buying leads from this particular vendor, and they're working great, but then that might be a perfect time for me to start experimenting. Maybe I buy leads from a different vendor and see, and if that maybe gives me better results. Because who knows, maybe right now I'm spending, let's just hypothetical numbers here, I'm spending $8,000 a month to buy these leads that are converting, and they're generating a great profit, so I'm happy. But what if I could buy leads from someone else for 8,000 that generates me uh, 2 times the profit? Or maybe I end up finding someone that sells me the same leads for half the cost, right? So sometimes in business, we have to experiment and we have to do split testing. And that's super important, because unless we're willing to experiment, we will never truly know what are the unknown unknowns. We might know the known unknowns, the things that we know that we don't know, but only by blindly experimenting and trying different things will we ever stumble across the unknown unknowns.
That's an amazing answer. Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. Now let's move on to next question. My next question is on your screen. What's been your most creative strategy in meeting hiring target and how did it change the game for your requirement process?
I think the biggest thing that I've implemented in my business is making a candidate feel special. And you want to like you want to feel the candidate feel appreciated. Like when I was in my last role, I was a director of talent acquisition for a home health agency. So I was responsible for hiring nurses for our company. And so these nurses are they work very hard. They're home health nurses, meaning they go directly to the patient's home and take care of that patient in their home setting. So they work like 80 hours a week, some of them do, and they're not very appreciated for the work that they do. So in that interview, I let them know, hey, you coming on board with us and taking on a role like this means that child gets to have you know that family gets to have their child back at home. So it is a pivotal role that you play in the lives of these kids and these families, and for that we're very thankful for you and the work that you do. Just that one sentence, letting them know that their work is appreciated and that we acknowledge that and we realize that, goes a long way in them feeling welcome, in that, and to feel welcome enough to join that company. They're going to feel like, hey, this company actually cares about me. And also doing little things along the way, like if um, a nurse does a great job, we appreciate them by giving them a bonus. We say, hey, thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. You've done an excellent job. We've received some amazing um, feedback from the customer and from the patient's family. So here is a $1,000 bonus for you for this month for your great work. Or maybe it doesn't have to necessarily be money. It could be something like you deliver a warm pizza to their house. So whatever it takes to make that person feel important, make that person feel eliciting that emotion. I think people are driven by emotion, and if you can make them feel a certain way, if you can make them feel wanted and needed, right? I think that really motivates people because you know, they know that you care about them, and that you're putting in the effort to show them that you care about them.
Yeah, you are right. Thank you so much for your wonderful answer. So, how have you integrated SEO, SEM, and social media marketing to create a choosive and successful marketing campaign? Could you walk us through a standout project?
Sure, yeah. So, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, social media marketing are things that almost every business needs to do today because, I mean, commerce happens on the internet, just as much, if not even more, on than brick and mortar. And so having a strong presence is very important, and having that strong brand presence. Like for my business, I always start my business. The presence that I have is a personal brand, because I've been in different types of roles. I've worked for different companies. I have had my own business. I've worked for companies. The only thing that's followed me is my personal brand. So I maintain a strong presence on every major social media, like Instagram. I have a presence on LinkedIn, Facebook. I need to probably get on TikTok and start doing some marketing there as well, because a lot of the younger generations are using that now. And so, a standout project for me is just like being very consistent. And like the way approach that I have is that I don't really create content. I just simply share what I'm doing every day. Like if I eat a meal that I think was interesting, I'll just share that, right? This interview, for example, if you send me a recording of this, I'm just going to share this with my audience and say, hey, here's an interview that I did with an amazing friend of mine, and here are the things we talked about. Sometimes it could be so simple, like here's an update on my life. I just got accepted into this school that I'm going to be studying at. So people really care about your life. People want to follow who you are, what you do, and they're really intrigued by that. And if you just simply highlight those things, the work that you do, automatically that message gets carried with it as well. Because they're genuinely going to be curious, like, what does Rafi actually do for a living? Oh, he sells life insurance. Interesting. He sells life insurance specifically to veterans. Maybe I need some help with life insurance. Maybe I need help with retirement planning. Maybe I need help with college planning for my kid. Maybe I know a veteran who is struggling to get life insurance. Maybe I can refer them to Rafi. So as long as you present your daily life to them and what you're doing, and as long as you teach them something and you educate your audience, they will naturally become your followers. The other very important thing that I'd say for social media, especially in any kind of marketing, really, you want to be able to polarize people. And what I mean by that is your message should make people either hate you or absolutely love you, nothing in between. Some people will absolutely hate you. They're going to be jealous of you. They're going to hate you. They're not going to like your message at all. And that's okay. Because if you're not able to polarize people, you won't get those true followers that are going to be your diehard fans. They're going to love everything that you do. So you want a mix of both, because when you create polarizing messages, it drives people to take action, it drives engagement. So I would say that, whatever message that you're getting out there to your audience, it needs to be personalized about your life, your brand, your personal brand, your company brand, whatever it might be, and the marketing message needs to polarize people.
That's an amazing answer, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for the amazing answer. So, with the ever changing landscape of social media, how do you stay ahead in crafting strategies that not only engage but also convert?
You need to have a really good funnel, whatever it might be. And what I mean by a funnel is you need to have some specific steps, call to actions that drives people to action. So let's just say you make a post about, in my case, I do a lot of financial education, for example, right? I might make a post saying that, hey, do you have a 401k plan that you're investing in? And if so, then, is it giving you the returns that you're looking for? And if not, then, here's another strategy. It's called a Roth IRA, that where you can actually get the returns of that money tax free when you retire, right? So, you know, to do that, like maybe a bunch of people commented on that post, but there needs to be a call to action. Maybe that call to action means I respond back underneath that comment saying, hey, I saw that you commented on this post. you know, do you have a Roth IRA? Do you have a 401k plan from your job? If so, then what does that look like for you? And what is it that piqued your interest? Why did you want to respond to this? Whatever it is. And then maybe that takes them to a landing page or maybe a website. Maybe that means that you give them a call or send them a message and ask them and probe into what is it that piqued their interest. So you need to have a system. From the time the person engages, you need to have some type of call to action that you can push them towards for them to take the next move and the next step and the next step. And there should always be a sense of urgency for why today and not tomorrow. Like in my line of work, because I sell life insurance to veterans that are aged from anywhere from like 50 to 90, my call to action is that, hey, John, I know that you want to push this off to next week and have a conversation, but none of us know when the man above is going to call us, right? Allah might call us tomorrow or next day. We don't know that. So, what happens if you die tomorrow? Will your family have the financial resources to pay for the house that you bought? Will they be able to take care of your burial expenses? Why not get that taken care of today? Right? So that's a call to action that drives them to take action today. So your marketing, there should be like to answer your question, there should be a step-by-step follow-up as to how you engage with that audience, with that customer, a lead, how you get them to understand and learn more about your products and your offerings and your brand. And then also ultimately, how do you get them to take an action? And then also, how do you get them to take an action today and not 6 months from today, not 2 years from today? There should always be a sense of urgency in getting them to take that action as well.
Really inspiring answer, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable answer. Now let's move on to next question. In your experience, how has the introduction of HR tools like LinkedIn, Recruiter, and Workday transformed the HR and requirement landscape?
Well, now we're able to access people at a rate that we've never been able to access before. Using LinkedIn Recruiter, if I have the recruiter, even the basic plan, I'm able to reach out to as many people as I need. So if I'm hiring let's just say I'm looking for a .NET developer, or I'm looking for a graphic designer, or I'm looking for a Python developer who also knows Chinese. It's a very specific niche skill set, right? So using something like LinkedIn Recruiter, because LinkedIn's database of you know audience is so huge and so vast, I can do some Boolean searches, is what they're called. When you look for a very specific type of person, you can put those keywords in there. You can say on there and on LinkedIn on a search, hey, that person has to have the keywords Chinese, Python, and also needs to be someone based in the US in this geographic area, this zip code, something like that. And you can really drill down to those people and who they are, and you can send them a message, right? And in that process, literally takes seconds. And if you're a business owner, and let's just say you don't want to take your time to do that, you can hire someone to do that for you. You can hire a virtual assistant, you can hire an assistant that'll send those messages out for you. So the way that has really changed the industry, and same thing with Workday and other you know um, ATS systems, applicant tracking systems, is that we're now able to reach a vast number of people in a very short and easy time frame, right? It's very easy to reach a lot of people, and as a result of that, we can much better target and find a person with a very specific skill set that we're looking for. Before we had these kind of technologies, I mean, it was like you are limited to local talent, right? If I live in Memphis, Tennessee, and if I want to hire a .NET developer, well, I don't have the ability to find someone in, I don't know, maybe like Pennsylvania, New York, and those kind of places. So I'm limiting myself to people that are in my geography. But now I can reach out to someone across the world, across the country, and reach out to that person, and that person might be able to relocate to my city, or they may even work remotely. So it's really opened up communication channels a lot more, and it's made it very easy and very uh, you know it's a much more frictionless system now to find people with very specific and niche skill sets.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. My next question is for you. In your experience, how? Oh, sorry. My next question is, what's your secret to building and maintaining strong relationship with the stakeholder, account, and executives?
I think building strong communications with them really understands. It comes down to like understanding their priorities and their needs. Like sometimes we know in my line of work, I'll be working with multiple stakeholders that have competing priorities. So you really have to take a very diplomatic approach, right? Like you want to always make it seem like, hey, I understand the concerns here. Here's what I'm doing to help you get that taken care of. And here's why your task is the most important. And then you got to be able to balance that. Like you have three people that are asking you to do three different things that don't go, that are like different from each other, right? They compete against each other. So you have to know like who to target, who to prioritize, and you have to let them know that you're on it. One of the best things you can possibly do is whenever someone reaches out to you for something, even if you don't have an answer, respond to them right away anyway, just to let them know that, hey, I'm going to be working on this. I'm letting you know that I'm on it, and give them thorough updates. Let's just say you came to me and said, hey, Rafi, um, I need a bio from you with a picture and some little something about you that I can share with my audience. I see that message on my phone. I'm looking at it. I'm like, crap, I don't really have a bio ready. I don't have a headshot ready. And then I just like put it off and I don't respond to you because I don't have it ready. Right. Then now you're wondering, did Rafi receive the message? Did he see the message? Is he going to respond to the message? If so, when will he respond to the message? Does he have the information I need? You have all these questions. And so you have that stress now. You're wondering, right? Instead, what if I were to just quick send you a one sentence and say, hey, Manahil, I got your message. I don't have a picture ready. I don't have headshot ready, but give me a week. I'll get back to you on that. Simple. Now you know. Now I set a time frame with you and I let you know that I'm going to get back to you in a week. So you have that peace of mind. You can move on to the next person, right? Instead of not responding just because you don't have something. So my best recommendation here for communication is always respond to people. Always respond to them, even if you don't have an update. Tell them, I don't have an update for you, but I'll get back to you next week or in 2 weeks or in 2 months or in 6 months, whatever you think that timeline might be. Let them know that, and as long as you keep communication and as long as you don't ignore someone, people will respect that you have other stuff going on and that you'll get to them. I think that's the most important thing that I've learned in being able to communicate with senior stakeholders.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. This answer is so very beneficial for me. Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. Now let's move on to next question. My next question is, what trends do you see shaping the future of HR and marketing? How are you preparing to adapt to these changes?
For sure. So I think that one of the things in the future is going to be like a lot of things in HR is going to become um uh like a lot of remote work. First of all, I think that a lot of HR jobs are now going very remote. They're just the nature of the job itself, especially recruiting, talent acquisition. So definitely we're going to see a lot more remote talent acquisition managers and specialists. um, we're going to see even more utilization of social media for recruiting. I think that LinkedIn is already huge. It's probably the number one recruitment platform right now, but I think in the next 10 years, I mean, it's going to be even higher. I mean, LinkedIn is going to become the new Facebook. LinkedIn will essentially replace the resumes. So I don't think that people will have physical copies of resumes. And I mean, they might, but the LinkedIn is gonna say is gonna tell the story of who that person is and what they've done professionally. And also, some things are going away, like cover letters are going away. I don't think people are gonna send cover letters in the future much anymore. Um, Salaries, transparency when it comes to salaries. I think a lot of states and a lot of places are requiring that all jobs, a lot of platforms are requiring that if you have a job that you're going to post on one of these platforms, you got to be transparent about the salary. Because in the US, I don't know about how it is in Pakistan, but in the US, there's so many jobs that are posted, with no salary mentioned. Some of them are commission based, and it's very confusing, right? And people waste a lot of time applying to those kind of jobs and going to interviews only to find out that it was a commission job. So I think all of that kind of like, very shady stuff that employers are doing now, I think it's going to be harder to do those things in the future. There's going to be a lot more transparency. What is the job? What does it pay? What does it entail? And how do you get the job? What does the interview process look like? So all these things are going to happen, but I think a lot of recruiting is going to happen through social media as well. People are going to find talent through LinkedIn. They're going to find it through job boards. They're going to find talent through Facebook groups. Like I know that in India and Philippines, there are ginormous Facebook groups. Even in my in Bangladesh, Pakistan, India. I mean, I've hired so many people just from Facebook groups. So a lot of talent acquisition is going to happen overseas and from these kind of channels.
All right, sir. That's an amazing answer. Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. So, looking back at your career, what one piece of advice would you give to your younger self just starting out?
I believe it was a blog that I saw on Quick Sprout, which was a blog that Neil Patel was a pretty popular marketer. He used to run, and he said that one of the best ways that you can figure out how much money you're making is to take the 5 people in your life that you spend the most time around, take an average of their income, and that'll give you a very good reflection of how much money you're making. And I've done this test myself, and I find it to be very true. So if that's the case, then what does that tell me about who those 5 people need to be in my life, right? If I want to become a millionaire, I need to have 5 people in my life that are multimillionaires, right? Because that's the only way I'm going to make that kind of money. If I want to become a billionaire, I need to have a group of billionaires that I need to be associating with, right? So what that means basically is that we need to surround ourselves with people that are better, faster, stronger than us constantly, right? People that have already done the things that we want to accomplish, because by doing so, by brushing shoulders with people that have already done and achieved, we put ourselves in a position to be able to achieve. And once we achieve certain things, we need to give back as well. So then we need to allow our space and our, say, let's just say we had a circle of 5 friends. I would say 1 or 2 of those spots need to be for people that are below us, that are trying to look up to us to get that help, right? We can't just be looking up to people and not helping the people that are below us as well. So I think that when we're starting out, our circle needs to be mostly people that are better than us, that make more money, that are whatever it is, that are more successful in any sense of word. But as we get to become successful ourselves, and whatever that means for each of us, we need to also start, making some room for people that are looking to grow from us as well. So I think that's my overall best piece of advice, is that whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish, find the people who have accomplished those things and spend as much time around those people as you possibly can, because you're going to learn from their experience. And that is the best thing you can possibly have when you're starting out. It'll save you a lot of time.
Thank you so much, sir, for your piece of advice. My last question is, what one skill or area you are currently focusing on your personal growth, and how has it impacted on your professional life?
So I spend a lot of time, not a lot of time, but I'm very dedicated to exercising regularly. Um, so I do something called CrossFit, which is basically a group workout where everyone does the workout together. It's very intense, and I think that a lot of business people like sometimes we underestimate the value of other things in life. Like we think that just working and doing business things is the most important, but fitness, I mean, it's huge, right? If you lose your health, you can't get that back. If you lose money, sure, you can get it back, but health is very important. So for me, I prioritize that in my life. Like I don't care how busy I am, I'm gonna take an hour out of my day to go to the gym and get my workout done. And when I'm in the gym, I go extremely intense. Like I don't really, and just having that resilience in the gym, like if I know that I can go to the gym and absolutely kill this workout and give it my absolute best that I possibly can, then the rest of the challenges of that day might become a lot easy for me, a lot easier, right? Like I know that I suffered already in that first workout of the day or last, whatever it might be. Now I come into a situation where there's a major problem for me to fix, or I get a bad news or something happens. I'm mentally prepared because I've already been training myself to handle hardship, right? So I think like having that consistent in the gym where you just challenge yourself and you put yourself through some pain, right? By like going extra mile, extra harder. I think it has a huge impact on our confidence in business as well. So I would encourage every business person, even if it's just 20 minutes a day, take some time out and do some very intense and heavy exercising. And it will definitely, you will see it not only improvement in your health. Of course, you're going to see that and it's going to make you live longer, healthier, better. But I think it's going to have a same significant impact in your business as well, because that confidence that you build in the gym, it's going to translate to your business, in your relationships, and other places as well.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. So, as we bring today's incredible journey with the Mr. Rafi to a close, I want to take a moment to reflect on the profound insight and invaluable lessons we've uncovered. Rafi's dedication to innovation, excellence in human resources, recruiting, and marketing, and his commitment to building meaningful relationship and fostering growth are truly inspiring. Mr. Rafi, your journey is a testament to the impact one individual can have. The professional line is kept through vision, hard work, and perseverance. Your strategies and experiences are beacon of for aspiring leaders and innovators across industries. So I would like to expand my heartfelt gratitude to you, Mr. Rafi, for sharing your journey, wisdom, and time with us. It's been an absolute hunar and learning experience that I, along with our audience, cherish deeply. To our listeners, thank you for joining us this enlightening conversation. I hope it has inspired you much. It has inspired me, offering insight that resonate with your personal and professional growth. So, from Karachi, Pakistan, this is Manahil Remote Jawali saying goodbye for now. But remember, the journey of learning and growth never ends. Keep seeking, keep innovating, keep making, keep difference in your corner the world. So thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Thank you
Bye.
so much as well, Manahil. Appreciate your time.
Bye. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Bye.